Hi, my name is Jayosa. I teach, mentor, and coach people on public speaking so that they can create winning speech moments. Whether it's one on one in a job interview, or at a business meeting in front of a small group, or at a conference in front of a large audience. Today, I want to talk about the job interview. And I have this rule that I call it the two interaction rule. And it's something simple, but I think when you are interviewing for a job, you got to have a game. Without a game, you are just gonna get bounced around, and it's just not a good. It's not a good feeling. And I coach a lot of people, and I tell them, look, I don't know about you, but for me, I can pretty much tell whether it's go or no go after two interactions. After two interactions, after having more than two, it's not going to help you. That means then you're looking for reasons not to hire somebody. A lot of people always say that first impression is very important. A lot of people are sold very quickly. But to be fair, on both sides, let's say you're sold, they're sold on your candidacy. I think it's also important for you to meet them a second time to make sure that that indeed is still the case. Two interactions is all you really need. So here's how it would work. Let's say a hiring manager wants to talk to you. The first interaction, preferably, should be by phone unless you happen to live close by, then you can do a face to face. That's okay. I will leave it up to you what that first interaction is. I Today I think you can do it through video, through phone, and that's doable, right? How you interact, it's up to you. The first interaction really should be, if you are a candidate, to make sure that there is nothing in the background, your education or anything, that's a non-starter. Okay, if there is anything there that they're not happy with, or then it ends right there. So you want to get your resume off the table quickly. If the resume is fine, boom, then the second interaction makes sense. So the question you always want to end with in first interaction is that is there anything in my background resume that is of concern to you before we move on to the second interaction or the second phase. Now, one thing I would like to point out is you need to make it clear that that's how you work. That after the second one, you will be in a position to make a go no go decision. So you're telling them that, okay? That the way I work is first interaction is whether everything you've said is indeed true. Both of us can get to see each other, and that's the purpose of the second interaction, where you can say, everything in the resume looks fine. He's very personable. If he fits into their culture, or maybe he'll help us make our culture better if there are some differences that they're looking for. But that's what they have to decide, and that's what you have to decide. And that only takes one interaction, that face to face. You should be able to figure that out. Now, at that point, at the end of the interview, you should be in a position to make a go no go decision. Now, this doesn't include salary or anything. This is whether you're okay with it. If we can work out the numbers, then you're set to go. The mistake I see a lot of candidates make is they're not open about this. They get bounced around in the interview process. Companies have their process. You got to have your process. If you can't get aligned on the process, then it's a non-starter, because then they can just jerk you around for as long as you want, and that's just not fair to you. So what's fair is two interaction is sufficient. Now, I just recently had a candidate, and the third interaction was with the CEO of a company. And he called me and said, what should I do? I like your two interaction rule, but this is with the CEO. I said, you should take it, because when you're getting a chance to see the person all the way at the top, you always take that, whether it works out or not, because that means that you're getting an opportunity to talk to the person who's running the company. At worst, you'll get to kind of understand how he thinks, acts, and behaves, and that's worth it. But otherwise, I don't recommend having a third interaction. The third interaction is almost like they're willing to give you an offer, and you got to make it clear that I don't do a third interaction, because that means that there's something still unsettling there. Now, if they say, well, this is our decision process, well, you should make it clear that if I'm going to do a third one, then that better be a job offer at that point. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense for you to keep on having these interactions. What's the point? Keep this in mind because I don't want to try to come across that you have to be hard, but you do need some strategy when you go for a job interview. Many people don't have any strategy. They have so many interactions and nothing ever happens. So what this means is you got to bring your A game, they got to bring their A game. Set the right expectation right from the get-go that you on the second interaction will be ready to make a go no go. If they're not there, then it's a no go. Make it very clear. That's how I work. That's why it's very important that we have a very good discussion. The first interaction, I often tell people to make it short, but I think if you're going to follow the two interaction rule, just say, listen, I'm available to talk to you as long as you want so that we clear out everything you have any concerns about my background resume. Because in the second interaction, that's pretty much the final interaction. At the end of it, both of us should be in a position to make a go no go decision. This keeps it simple and you don't end up wasting time because interviews are stressful and a lot of people don't have any kind of a strategy when they start making a transition from one place to one company to another company. Try this. Think about it because I know it works. It'll make you much more focused and you will set the right expectation right from the get-go. Okay? Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching and good luck with your job hunting.